Have you ever noticed you can still do things most 80-year-olds can't even try? As we get older, it's easy to assume that certain things just come with age. Stiff joints, foggy memory, slower movement. But here's the truth. Many 80-year-olds may not realize that the way they move, think, and live could actually reveal something remarkable. You might be aging in reverse. In this video, we're uncovering 8 unexpected things that most people in their 80s can no longer do. But if you still can, it's a powerful sign that your body and mind are working younger than your years. These aren't flashy or exaggerated accomplishments. They're real everyday abilities that quietly show how well you're holding on to your vitality. Stay with me until the end, because as we walk through these signs together, you'll not only gain a better understanding of your current health, but you might also start seeing yourself in a whole new light. And if you find yourself nodding along to more than a few of these, it could mean something even more powerful. You're not just getting older, you're thriving through it. Let's begin. Number 1, walk briskly for 30 minutes without exhaustion. If you can still head out the door and walk briskly for 30 minutes, without needing to stop and catch your breath, you're doing something that many 80-year-olds simply can't. This isn't just about mobility, it's about stamina, lung capacity, heart strength, and energy reserves that most people begin to lose decades earlier. Being able to walk at a steady, purposeful pace for that long is a strong signal that your body is functioning far younger than your birth certificate might suggest. Think about how your body works during a brisk walk. Your heart needs to pump efficiently. Your lungs have to pull in oxygen and distribute it well. Your leg muscles need to fire in a steady rhythm. Your joints, especially your hips, knees, and ankles, must stay aligned and fluid. And most of all, your brain and balance system must coordinate everything, so you don't tire, wobble, or trip. If even one of those areas falters, a simple walk becomes a difficult task. For many people in their 80s, a short walk can be a struggle. Their legs cramp, they lose breath, or their pace slows to a cautious shuffle. So when you're still moving forward with confidence and rhythm, you're showing that your cardiovascular and muscular systems are aging at a slower rate than the average. There's a deeper benefit too. Regular walking at a brisk pace supports brain health. It increases blood flow to areas of the brain tied to memory and cognition. That's why many neurologists actually recommend brisk walking as one of the best ways to keep the mind sharp into old age. So if you're still able to walk this way, you're not just preserving your physical health, you're also protecting your mental clarity. I remember a woman named Lillian, 82, who lives near the beach in California. Every morning at 7 a.m., she puts on her sneakers and hits the boardwalk. Her pace isn't hurried, but it's strong. No cane, no brakes, just a firm stride and a light in her eyes. One day someone asked her, "Don't you get tired?" She said, "Not from walking, only from sitting too long." That's the spirit of aging in reverse. And here's something else: when you walk briskly, you also show emotional vitality. It takes motivation and confidence to step outside and move with purpose. That drive to move forward, literally and figuratively, is often what separates those who merely age from those who continue to live fully. So if you find that you can take a 30-minute walk without stopping, and you still feel refreshed afterward, don't take that for granted. That's your body sending a message loud and clear: you still have endurance, you still have strength, and most importantly, you still have momentum. And that's one of the surest signs that you're aging in reverse. Number 2, sleep through the night without waking. Another powerful sign that you're aging in reverse is something that happens, or rather doesn't happen, when the lights go out, waking up during the night. Most people in their 80s find themselves tossing, turning, or getting up multiple times before the morning sun rises. If you're someone who can still sleep soundly through the night, that's not just luck, it's a reflection of a body and brain that are still deeply in sync. As we age, our sleep architecture changes. That means we naturally spend less time in deep sleep and more time in lighter, easily interrupted sleep stages. Add in things like frequent urination, joint pain, or just restless thoughts, and it's no surprise that a full night's rest becomes a rare event for most. But if you're waking up feeling refreshed without even remembering the night passing, that's a sign your internal systems, your nervous system, hormone regulation, and even stress levels are still functioning more like someone in their 50s than someone in their 80s. Good sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's tied to almost every aspect of your health. Your memory gets sharper, your immune system stays stronger, and your body has time to do vital repairs that keep you functioning well during the day. So when you can drift off and stay asleep without interruption, It means your entire system is still working together in harmony. Now consider how rare that really is. Most 80-year-olds are waking up every 2 to 3 hours. Some get up to use the bathroom, others because their body aches or because their mind is racing. But when your sleep remains undisturbed, it's a sign your body isn't sending those distress signals. It means your bladder isn't overactive, your joints aren't inflamed, and your mind is at peace. Take Eleanor, for example. She's 81 and lives in Oregon. Every morning, she's out walking her dog at 630, with a pep in her step and a cheerful wave to the neighbors. When someone asked her how she keeps such a good mood, she said, "I sleep like a rock. 8 hours straight. No TV, no late-night snacks. Just my warm blanket and a clear conscience." That right there is what healthy aging looks like. So if you're able to go to bed and wake up without interruptions, you're not just lucky, you're showing signs that your aging process is operating at a higher level than most. It means your body is still working like a well-oiled machine, allowing you to rest, recover, and reset every single night. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, digest heavy foods without discomfort. You might not think of your stomach as a sign of youth, but it tells a much bigger story than most people realize. If you're still able to enjoy hearty meals, things like steak, chili cheese, or a spicy enchilada without bloating, indigestion, or discomfort afterward, you're showing one of the most overlooked signs of aging in reverse. Most folks in their 80s can't say the same. As we age, the digestive system becomes more sensitive. Stomach acid production slows down. The muscles that move food through the intestines weaken, and the gut lining itself becomes less resilient. All of that adds up to slower digestion, more gas, and food that tends to sit heavier than it used to. That's why many older adults start avoiding foods they used to love, not because they've lost their taste for them, but because their body no longer tolerates them well. But if you're still enjoying a hearty Sunday roast or a cheesy plate of lasagna, without needing to reach for antacids or lie down afterward, you're experiencing something rare and remarkable. Your digestive enzymes are still active. Your gut bacteria are balanced. Your liver and gallbladder are working the way they did when you were younger. That kind of internal harmony doesn't just feel good. It's a genuine marker of health. Let me tell you about George, a retired postman from Wisconsin, who just turned 84. Every Friday, he and his daughter go out for barbecue. Ribs, cornbread, baked beans, you name it. His daughter jokes, "Dad eats like he's 40. But the real story isn't just his appetite. It's how his body handles it. No complaints of heartburn. No upset stomach the next day. Just a clean plate and a content grin. That's not just enjoyment. That's a sign that George's body is aging slower than most. People often forget how tightly our digestive health is connected to our overall vitality. A healthy gut means better moods, sharper thinking, and even better sleep. It also means you're less likely to deal with issues like constipation, bloating, or nutrient deficiencies, all common struggles among seniors. So if you're someone who can still enjoy rich, flavorful meals without the digestive drama, give yourself some credit. That means your internal systems, enzymes, acids, organs, and bacteria are still performing their roles like a well-rehearsed orchestra. And that's a quiet but powerful sign that you're not just surviving into your 80s, you're still thriving. Being able to digest your favorite foods isn't just about comfort. It's a sign of resilience, strength, and youth working from the inside out. And it deserves to be recognized for what it is, a sign that you're aging better than most. Number 4, sit and stand without support. One of the clearest indicators that you're aging in reverse is your ability to sit down and stand up without using your hands or holding on to anything for balance. At first glance, this may not seem like a big deal. But for many people in their 80s, simple movements like lowering into a chair or rising from one can become a daily challenge. If you can do this effortlessly, it means your coordination, leg strength, and core stability are still working beautifully. Why is this important? Because these everyday motions are directly connected to your independence. When you can trust your body to support itself, you're more confident in your movement, less likely to fall, and more able to do the things you enjoy, whether that's gardening, walking through the grocery store, or getting up off the couch to answer the door. Now think about how many times a day you go from sitting to standing or standing to sitting. Most people don't count, but it happens dozens of times. For someone whose muscles have weakened or whose balance has declined, each one of those moments becomes an obstacle. They might need to push themselves up with both hands, hold on to the armrest, or even avoid lower chairs altogether. It becomes a constant reminder that the body is slowing down. But not for you. If you can rise from a chair with ease, it means your thighs and glutes are strong, your spine is aligned, and your balance systems, inner ear, eyesight, and nervous system are still in harmony. That's not just a nice bonus. That's evidence that your aging process has taken a different path than most. Let me share something I saw just last week at a community center in Georgia. A man named Harold, 83 years old, was playing cards with a few folks. When the game ended, they all stood up except Harold. He had already risen and was waiting patiently by the window. No hand on the table, no grunt, no pause. One of the ladies noticed and said, "You're quicker than all of us." He just smiled and said, "It's the squats I do when no one's watching." That's aging in reverse. This small act, standing with no support, isn't just physical. It represents a quiet power. A daily reminder that your body still listens to you, that your muscles haven't forgotten what they were made for, and that your independence is not just a memory but a present reality. So if you find yourself rising from a chair without a second thought, take a moment to appreciate that. It means your body hasn't given up its strength, your balance hasn't abandoned you, and most of all, that you're still very much in control of your own movement and your own life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, remember names instantly. One of the most quietly impressive signs that you're aging in reverse is the ability to remember names quickly and accurately. For most people in their 80s, name recall becomes a frustrating part of life. You recognize the face, you might even remember where you met them, but the name, it slips away just when you need it. If you're still able to meet someone new and recall their name days or weeks later without struggle, your brain is firing on all the right cylinders. Memory, especially short-term memory, tends to decline as we age. The brain's ability to quickly store and retrieve new information, like someone's name at a social event, is one of the first things to fade. But if that hasn't happened to you, it means the neural pathways responsible for memory formation and retrieval are still healthy and active. That's not common at 80. That's exceptional. When you can remember names with ease, it shows that your hippocampus, the part of the brain that handles memory, is still doing its job. But more than that, it suggests that you're regularly using and challenging your mind. You're paying attention. You're connecting. You're actively engaging with the people around you. That mental engagement is a powerful antidote to cognitive decline. And let's be honest, remembering someone's name isn't just about brain health. It's about social grace. It makes people feel seen, valued, and respected. That's why it leaves such a strong impression. If you can still walk into a room, greet someone by name, and carry on a conversation like you saw them yesterday, even if it's been 6 months, you're showing not just mental sharpness, but emotional intelligence too. Let me give you a real-life example. There's a gentleman named Walter, 85, who volunteers at a veterans center in Ohio. He meets dozens of people every week, from staff to visitors to fellow vets. What amazes everyone is how he always remembers their names. One nurse said, "He remembers my name and my daughter's name, and he only met her once at the holiday potluck." Walter doesn't have any special memory tricks. He just listens, cares, and stores that information away like a seasoned pro. That kind of clarity is rare at any age. Being able to recall names isn't about being clever or showing off. It's a sign that your brain is still making meaningful connections and that your cognitive flexibility hasn't dulled. It's also a reflection of how engaged you are with life. People who stay mentally sharp often keep learning, stay curious, and have strong social connections, all traits associated with slower aging. So if you're still someone who remembers names effortlessly, take that as a sign that your brain has kept its youthful spark. It means your memory systems are still efficient, your attention span is still strong, and your ability to connect with others hasn't faded. In a world where so many people your age are beginning to struggle with recall, you're standing out in the best way possible. That name you remember might seem like a small thing, but it's a signal of a much bigger truth. Your mind is still agile, your memory is still sharp, and your aging process hasn't slowed you down the way it has for others. That's not just luck. That's a powerful sign that you're aging in reverse. Number 6, get on the floor and back up with ease. One of the most telling signs that you're aging better than most is your ability to get down on the floor and back up again without needing help. It may seem like a simple act, but it's something many 80-year-olds actively avoid. If you can do this without groaning, grabbing onto furniture, or feeling stuck once you're down there, you're showing a rare combination of flexibility, strength, balance, and confidence that most people your age have already lost. Why does this matter? Because the floor is not just a physical level, it's a test of how well your entire body works together. Your knees have to bend properly, your hips must stay mobile, your hands and arms have to support you if needed, and your core has to coordinate all of it. Just getting down to the ground and back up requires muscles, joints, and reflexes working in harmony. And for most seniors, those systems have weakened over time. But not for you. If you're able to kneel down, pick something up, sit on the floor with your grandchild, or even stretch out during a yoga session, you're maintaining physical abilities far beyond what's expected in your 80s. That's not just a fitness achievement. It's a sign of youth hiding inside you. Consider how many older adults avoid the floor entirely. They fear falling and not being able to get back up. That fear is real and justified. Once someone loses the ability to rise from the ground independently, their sense of safety, freedom, and confidence begins to shrink. It impacts how they interact with their environment, limits their physical activity, and ultimately contributes to faster decline. But when you still have the strength and coordination to rise smoothly from the floor, you're telling your body and the world that you're still in command. You don't need to avoid certain activities. You don't need to feel trapped by your own limitations. You have freedom of movement, which is a freedom many others have surrendered. Let me tell you about Carol, age 80, from Michigan. She teaches a gentle stretch class at her local church every Thursday morning. At the end of each class, everyone gathers in a circle on the floor. Carol leads them through a breathing exercise while sitting cross-legged. Then she stands up. No wobbling, no hand on the chair, no hesitation. And she does it with a smile. Her students often say, "I want to move like Carol when I'm 80. What they really mean is, "I want to age like that." Being able to move with confidence from ground to standing isn't just about staying active. It's about avoiding injury, maintaining independence, and keeping your connection to life's little moments. Whether that's playing with your grandkids, tending to your garden, or reaching for something under the couch. So if you're someone who can still get down and back up with ease, that's something to take real pride in. It means your body is still strong, your joints are still cooperative, and your coordination hasn't faded. You're not just staying mobile, you're staying youthful. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7, maintain a strong grip without pain. Something as simple as a handshake can speak volumes about how well you're aging. If you can still grip someone's hand firmly, open a tightly sealed jar, or carry a heavy grocery bag without feeling pain or strain, you're showing a kind of strength and resilience that many 80-year-olds have already let go of. Grip strength isn't just about your hands, it's a quiet signal of your overall muscular health, nervous system efficiency, and even cardiovascular vitality. As people age, one of the first areas to weaken is the hands and forearms. Tasks that were once automatic, like buttoning a shirt, turning a doorknob, or unscrewing a bottle cap, start to become frustrating or even impossible. A weak grip doesn't just affect your independence, it also points to broader declines happening throughout the body, especially in muscle mass and nerve communication. But if you still have a strong, steady grip, it's a sign your body hasn't followed that typical path. It means your muscles are still engaged, your tendons and joints are still flexible, and your brain is still sending the right signals to your hands with speed and precision. That's not just functional aging, that's exceptional aging. And here's something you may not know. Studies have shown that grip strength is one of the most accurate predictors of longevity in older adults. Doctors can measure it with a simple device, and it often tells them more about your future health than your blood pressure or cholesterol levels. That's how important it is. A strong grip means a strong body, and a body that's holding on to its vitality. Think about this in everyday life. Can you still carry 2 bags of groceries from the car to the kitchen without setting them down? Can you twist the lid off a jar of pickles without asking someone for help? Can you pull a heavy door open in one motion? If so, you're showing a kind of silent strength that many others envy. I once met a man named Stanley, 86, who was helping his granddaughter fix her bicycle. She couldn't loosen the nut holding the tire in place. Without a word, Stanley crouched down, gripped the wrench, and with one solid motion, the nut turned. His granddaughter looked stunned and said, "Grandpa, how did you do that?" He smiled and said, "These old hands still work." That's more than a moment, it's a message. A strong grip also means fewer falls. It helps with balance because your hands can grab support when needed. It makes tasks like cooking, cleaning, and yard work not just possible but enjoyable. And perhaps most importantly, it reflects that your body still has the fuel, the coordination, and the durability of someone years younger. So if you shake someone's hand and they say, "Wow, you've got a good grip," take it as more than a compliment. It's a reflection of how well your body's aging, how strong your system still is, and how far ahead of the curve you really are. Grip strength may not be flashy, but it's one of the surest signs that you're aging in reverse and holding on tight to the best years of your life. Number 8, laugh, play, and be spontaneous. If you still find yourself laughing out loud, cracking a playful joke, or jumping into a spontaneous activity without hesitation, you're showing one of the rarest and most beautiful signs of aging in reverse. Emotional flexibility, the ability to feel joy, express silliness, and adapt to unplanned moments is something many older adults gradually lose. But if your spirit is still light, your laughter still easy, and your sense of fun still intact, then you're holding on to something younger than your years, your emotional youth. As people grow older, it's common to become more serious, cautious, or reserved. Life brings its share of responsibilities, disappointments, and routines. And over time, many folks stop engaging in activities that bring pure joy. They say things like, "I'm too old for that," or "That's for the young folks." But those who continue to laugh, play, and say yes to something unexpected, whether it's dancing in the kitchen or joining a grandchild for a silly game, are often the ones who feel the youngest inside. Spontaneity and playfulness are more than just personality traits. They're reflections of a healthy brain and an emotionally resilient heart. When you can laugh at yourself or find humor in everyday situations, you're showing cognitive flexibility, your brain's ability to shift perspectives and let go of rigid thinking. That kind of mental agility keeps your mind sharp and your emotions balanced. And it matters in more ways than you might think. Studies have shown that people who continue to engage in playful, joyful activities into their later years tend to have lower stress levels, better heart health, and even stronger immune systems. Laughter boosts circulation, relaxes the muscles, and triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like endorphins. So when you let yourself be silly, you're not just lifting your mood, you're healing your body. There's also something powerful about how others respond to this kind of energy. When people see you smile easily or jump into a game without self-consciousness, it breaks down the barriers between generations. It makes people want to be around you. It says, "I may be 80, but I haven't lost my joy." Let me share the story of Ethel, an 84-year-old from Texas. Every Sunday after church, she joins her great-grandchildren for a game of charades. She doesn't sit and watch, she plays. She laughs. She gets animated and dramatic with her gestures. And when it's her turn to act out a chicken crossing the road, the whole room erupts in laughter. Someone once asked her, "How do you stay so young?" She said, "I never stop playing." And that right there is the secret. So if you're still someone who laughs loudly, plays freely, and says yes to life's unexpected invitations, you're living proof that joy doesn't fade with age, it only deepens. Your ability to embrace the moment, let go of self-judgment, and find delight in the little things isn't just charming, it's rare. And it's a powerful indicator that your emotional and cognitive health are still very much intact. Don't underestimate the power of a laugh, a game, or a moment of play. These things keep your heart light, your mind young, and your life full. If you've still got that spark, you're not just aging well, you're aging backward with a smile on your face and joy in your step. Curie. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on what we've just uncovered. These 8 things: getting up without help, sleeping soundly, enjoying hearty meals, walking briskly, remembering names, rising from the floor, gripping with strength, and laughing freely, might seem ordinary at first glance. But in truth, they are extraordinary indicators of how well you're aging. And if you recognize yourself in even a few of these signs, then you may be aging in reverse more than you think. So often people focus only on the wrinkles or the gray hair when they think about getting older. But real youthfulness runs deeper. It lives in how you move, how you feel, how you think, and how you connect with the world. You may not be 25 anymore, but if your body and mind are still thriving, in ways that most people your age struggle with, then you're doing something incredibly right. The goal isn't perfection. It's presence. It's having the strength to move, the clarity to think, and the spirit to laugh. And the beautiful part is, no matter your age, you can continue to nurture those qualities. Every walk you take, every smile you share, every moment you choose to stay active, curious and connected is a step toward healthier, stronger, more vibrant aging. Ask yourself now, how many of these signs did you recognize in your own life? Which ones surprised you? And more importantly, which ones are you proud of? Whether it's your ability to laugh, move freely, or remember a friend's name without pause, celebrate it. Because every single one is a reminder that your age does not define your ability, your energy, or your joy. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.